Welcome to the Minnesota State Fairgrounds. We have two different events today we're going to try to check out. We have a huge book sale and a Comic Con. Looks like they also have an Oktoberfest. A lot of good stuff going on today. The Minnesota State Fair runs for about 12 days and has a high average of about 150,000 people or so a day. About 2 million people went to it last year, making it the busiest state fair on a daily average. Great cheese curds, french fries, beer, plenty of stuff to do. But today we're looking for treasures. Let's go check it out. Every year when we go to the fair, we walk down this way from the buses, come here, have breakfast, and then walk this way to go look at the animals. So right there is usually a ride where you go above and ride across the fair in little carts. And then over here, got some nice restrooms. Back there in the building is Sweet Martha's Cookies, the most popular food at the state fair. And then right over here we had the Great Minnesota Sing Together, a giant karaoke stage. Alright, so this parking lot is usually where the midway is. Just imagine a bunch of rides and games and a lot of annoying stuff.
Matt, this is the event we should be going to this weekend.
Just imagine thousands of people walking all around, a bunch of more stands with food.
Alright, Matt, that's enough about the state fair. Let's go check out the book sale. Alright, we're just walking into the half-price book clearance sale here. This thing is huge. There's books everywhere. Half Price Books is the largest family-owned bookstore in the United States. They sell used and new books, magazines, DVDs, records, CDs, games. They were formed in Dallas, Texas in 1927. They're in 17 states with about 127 stores, and everything in this sale is $2 or less. Man, there's just so many books here. Besides all the tables where all the books are placed out for us to look through and buy. All these boxes, right here, all these boxes are full of more books that haven't even went onto the tables yet. Now let's go check out some books. You can find a lot of good stuff at these book sales, a lot of good deals on books, but sometimes like these Twilight books here, and also these Mockingjay books over here. Some series just come here to die. With so many books being here, it's so hard to organize them. They're not in alphabetical order or anything, but they do a pretty good job of setting up tables and rows with fiction, nonfiction, cooking, kids books, young adult, just a bunch of different categories. But man, it would take a long time to actually search all these tables looking for like specific things. You just kind of gotta look, see what there is. Alright, we don't have time to be looking at these books all day. Let's go check out what else they have. The CDs are even less organized, but for $1, it's a pretty good deal, so I guess it's worth the dig. Video games are also a good value, but it's a lot of old sports games and Rockstar, Guitar Hero, and just older systems that you don't really play much anymore. Again, no organization whatsoever in the DVDs, just like everything else. So let's leave the half-price book sale and see what else is going on in the State Fairgrounds. We've now made it to Comic-Con. Let's check out what's going on here. So we got a lot of people here at Comic-Con also. In TV shows and stuff and movies, you always hear about people dressing up for these, and there are a few people dressed up here, but not a lot, so let's see what some of the people are dressed up as. But to respect people's privacy, we're not going to really record them for very long. We're going to give you some quick glances of what they look like, not like really record them for a full length of time. Now let's start looking at the comics. Here's a good rack of some pretty pricey comics, ranging from about $30 all the way up to dang near $2,000. Luckily, they got prices for all comic book collectors too as we search these dollar boxes. Green Lantern first appeared in DC Comics in July of 1940. He had a full-length action movie in 2011 starring Ryan Reynolds that was pretty horrible. Still grossed $219.3 million. Wolverine and the Incredible Hulk first fought in October 1974 in Incredible Hulk 180. They fought well over 15 times since then, and they will be continuing the battle. Everybody loves stupid Batman. Well, he ain't no Tony Stark. Batman came out in 1939 in DC's Detective Comics number 27. It's now worth $1,200,000, the second most valuable comic behind Superman's first appearance. Speaking of Tony Stark, Iron Man first appeared in 1963 in Marvel's Tale of Suspense number 39, which has sold for $262,000. Spider-Man made his first appearance in Marvel's Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962, which sold for $454,000 in an auction 2 years ago. Thor made his first appearance in 1962. G.I. Joe started releasing comics in 1967 and they still are being released today. The Flash first appeared in The Flash #1 by DC Comics and it has sold for over 450,000. There's all sorts of comic books to look at from varying companies and ages and prices, but just like most other shows, it's not just comic books here, so let's go check out what else they have. There's a 1979 Kenner Millennial Falcon toy, brand new unopened, worth about $2,800. Playmate made these Simpsons interactive figures from 1999-2004. There's all the characters and different buildings from around Springfield. You could put the characters in the buildings and they would talk and interact with each other. This table has a bunch of different toys, but there's some Transformers back there. That was my favorite toy growing up as a kid. Xena Warrior Princess was a television show that ran from 1995 to 2001 and now has a huge cult following. Heck, you can even do your sock shopping while at Comic-Con. So they put this as officially licensed Star Wars art, which pretty much means they want to trick you into thinking that's part of the movie. But they just license the pictures so they can sell it for more. These Lego figures at $2 each or $3 for $5 is a great deal, especially if they have like movie characters and stuff in them. There's a Star Wars Lego Imperial Destroyer up here. They sell for about $100 to $200 used, and new in the box, they can sell to $2,000. Funko Pops, created in 1998. There's well over 5,000 of them now, and some of the most valued ones are around $2,000. There's a bunch of different toys on this table, including this 1991 Hasbro Steve Urkel doll. They sell new in the box between $60 and $150 and for about $30 open like this one. Got some Nintendo games and some old Turtles here, which we have sold really well in the past, so if they're the right price, we should check them out. These superhero action figures sell well in the right spot, like here at Comic-Con, but I've had some before and they don't really sell well at my antique shop, so I'll be passing on all those. The original Star Wars action figures here were made from 1978 to 1985. There's over 100 of them now, and some of them are worth up to $800. Here are some Marvel Omnibus books, which are a collection of about 30 comic books all in one hardcover book. Pretty cool for the casual collector, but not as cool for the hardcore collector.
So at the half-price book sale, I picked up this random graphic novel about some actors. I believe it's based on a book, but someone decided to turn it into a comic. I don't know, it looked kind of cool, so I grabbed it. My daughter Lily is into the Pretty Little Liars books and TV show, so I picked her up 3 she didn't have. Xander and Jared got a couple video games, and then also I picked up 3 novels. I've read 1 or 2 of his. He's pretty good. And then these 2 I picked up because they have to do with the Soviet Union, kind of a favorite subject of mine. So if you live in an area that has half-price bookstores, the Twin Cities has 4 or 5 of them, you should contact them and see if they have their annual clearance sale around you. I know a few of the areas that have the bookstores do that. So at the Comic-Con, I picked up this book by a local author for $15. He said it was comparative to Firefly, and his other book series was comparative to Game of Thrones meets Narnia. So I said I'd give him a shot. He signed the book for me. Then a local artist wrote this comic book. I bought it just to support a local guy for $3. He says it's a pretty intense crime comic. My daughter Dina really likes Riverdale, the TV series, so I bought this comic by the guy who drew the cover, and he signed it for her. And then also she's a big Spider-Man fan, so I bought her an old issue. We'll see if she gets into collecting or hangs on to this because it might be worth money. It says for $10. I got it for $8. Then also, just for a side note, I was standing outside the Comic-Con and just kind of waiting and looking in there, and one of the guys running it goes, "Hey, are you waiting for a friend, or your friend is in there?" And I just said, I don't know if I should go in or not. So he gave me my wristband for free. It cost $9 to get in there, but since it was a comic book show, and that makes it easy to be the cool one, they let me in.
Hey hunters, I hope you enjoyed coming to the State Fairgrounds with us, checking out half-price books and Comic-Con. It was sure fun for us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, keep subscribing, keep getting people to subscribe and get free gear and stuff. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to take down your signs.